Hi everybody, welcome to my homestead, welcome to my channel. My name is Jared. I hope you got to see the Aurora last night. It was pretty incredible. Nancy D's already here, rural east of Portland, Oregon, under Mount Hood. We saw him last night. We have less light pollution and had to use our camera, excuse me, on phone to really see it. But it was amazing. Bucket list fulfilled. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So that's the first thing. I'm probably going to repeat myself a few times in this live stream just because I want to make sure that everybody hears. This is going to be kind of a shorter one, but there's a chance that you could see it again tonight. It looks like the forecast, I just checked it, and it looks like it's basically the same as yesterday. Let me put it up on the screen right here. So, and then let me zoom in. Let me see if I can, what happens if I pull this up in a different tab. Then I'll go like this, and then I'll move my webcam over. So this virtually looks the same as last night, the forecast for last night. So you'll probably have another chance today if you missed it. And like Nancy said, you may need your camera. Like at first when it started happening where I'm at in southern Kansas, south central Kansas, it was like very, like at first it was very, very faint. I couldn't even tell that anything was like really going on. And then I was like texting with Tamara up at Adamondiaman and some other people. And, but it was Tamara that told me that it's like her sister was the first one to get like a picture. And then, like she was talking to her sister. She got a picture of it, told Tamara. Then Tamara told me that basically you have to like take a picture with your camera, have it like, if you can manually change the exposure, have it be a longer exposure. Some phones have like an automatic like night mode where it does that for you. So you may have to do that, but not necessarily, because in my case, what happened was, first, that's what we had to do. At first I couldn't even see it. And I was just like, are all these like amazing pictures of auroras that you see on National Geographic, like videos, is it all just like a big lie? Is it something that you can't see with the naked eye? Like you have to be a camera, you have to be a camera to enjoy it. But no, so this is what happened. At first I couldn't see it like at all, but my camera could. And then we started driving back from where we had gone. Like we got the kids, we put them in the car. It was nighttime. And we were just like watching the horizon, like waiting for this to happen. We got to our destination about 45 minutes later. Couldn't see anything, except for I could see as they went into Walmart, I could see like a very, 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 very faint color in the sky, kind of like a nondescript color, I guess kind of purplish if I had to pick a color. And then I took a picture, and then sure enough, there it was. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? And then like we drove back home, and then we started to kind of see like, as we were like in the country again, we could see kind of like, like when it's like overcast, and then you have this, like, say that you're in the country, you're approaching a city, it's overcast, you have the city lights that kind of reflect up on the clouds. That's what it like looked like. But I knew that it wasn't city lights because there was no city where we were seeing the lights, but that's what it looked like. So if you didn't know any better, you'd just be like, oh yeah, those are just like city lights reflecting off of a cloud. So we took a picture then, and it was even more spectacular. We dropped the kids off, and then me and Jenica decided to like, just try some more. We went to this one location that's really dark, and it was still the same, but it started getting like bigger and bigger and bigger, like this like kind of whitish, cloudy looking area in the sky. And then at about 1 o'clock or so, maybe between 1 and 1:15, that's when we could actually start like seeing it with our eyes. It wasn't as, and maybe it was because of my location in Kansas, but it wasn't like crazy like you see in some videos. But you could actually start to like see it. You could start to see discernible colors. In fact, there was one area that started like getting a really pretty shade of red, and it just got like brighter and brighter. And then eventually over here, it started being red, and it started to kind of like overtake the sky. And it wasn't like, for us, it wasn't like really bright, but you could see the colors. So what I would recommend, go out tonight. because it seems like it's going to be the same thing. And then if you can't see anything, try and take pictures. And then if you see something that's just kind of like hazy, it looks like kind of like overcast or city lights reflecting on overcast clouds, that's probably the aurora. So take a picture of it, do long exposure, or use your phone's night mode, and then maybe just wait if you can. I know that there's church tomorrow, but this is for some of us a once in a lifetime thing. You may want to stay up until I don't know what the peak time is. You might want to do a search. Um, you might want to do a search for your local news's recommended time. That's how we found out. Well, first we heard it from Tamara. She's up in Adamondiaman, but then we checked our own news and it confirmed, like, yeah, for Kansas, it's going to be between these hours. So you may want to check that. All right, we have Terry Taylor here. We had too much cloud cover for us to see them last night. Keeping my fingers crossed we can see them tonight. I hope you do. I hope you do. Again, it may be a little disappointing at first, but you should be able to probably get it on your phone camera. And then you may just have to, like I said, you may have to wait until later that night for you to like actually be able to like see it with the naked eye and like discern like different colors and those like kind of I don't know what you call these like structures, but you know how the aurora has like a wavy shape, and it's like I don't know, almost like filaments or columns or something like that. We started to be able to see that around 1 o'clock or so. So let me just check something here. How many people do we have watching right now? Just 24. That's okay. So I want to make a special request for anybody that watches this. If you get a chance tonight, if you can, it would be nice if you live near like the Kirtland Temple, Nauvoo, Salt Lake Temple, or just like any temple or church site, if you could go there and try and take pictures with the temple or the church site in the foreground and the aurora in the background. Try and do that and then send it to me, and then I'll share it on the channel. I'll also share it on Instagram and Facebook and X and stuff like that. But it would be really cool if somebody was able to get that shot, especially of the Kirtland Temple, because as I was talking to Tamara last night, she brought up, I might as well just read it. I wasn't planning on doing this, but she brought up Matthew 24. Scriptures, New Testament, Matthew, scroll down, 24. Refresh. Here we go. Sun. So she just brought this up, because yesterday I did another live stream, and I just thought it was interesting that just 1 month ago, it's been 1 month and a few days, the Kirtland Temple experienced the path of totality of that solar eclipse, the total solar eclipse. And now a month later, the skies over the Kirtland Temple are red or pink. I don't know. I haven't seen any pictures yet of that area, but it's just kind of weird, isn't it? So if we think about the Kirtland Temple, we think about the fact that the the return of the Jews started with the dedicatory prayer of the Kirtland Temple. I did a video about this recently, and it's something that you may have overlooked. Section 109, Joseph Smith, as he's saying the prayer, he says, "From this very hour may the Jews start to be gathered back to their homeland." And so here we are, all these years later, and Israel is in this very unusual war. And then after all this time, it comes back into the church. Excuse me. And it's purchased 1 month before the path of totality goes over the Kirtland Temple. And then 1 month after that, you have these this unusual event going on, a G5 geomagnetic storm that's causing the aurora to be seen in places that it typically isn't seen. So if you like live in Kirtland, there's a lot of interesting things going on with the sky over there. Does it make sense? And so Tamara, I think she had seen my live stream, and she posed this idea to me, or brought up this idea. So immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. That's what happened with the eclipse. And the moon shall not give her light. which kind of happens at the same time because, like, at the eclipse, you don't see any light coming from the moon. So the sun is darkened, the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, which there's like all sorts of theories about that. Is it actually the actual stars? Like, do they appear to be falling? Bruce R. McConkie and Millennial Messiah talked about the Earth as it's potentially moved back into its original orientation, getting rid of the 23.5 degree tilt. Like, will the stars look like they're falling? Other people are like, oh, maybe it's satellites that are going to fall, possibly because of this G5 storm. Although so far it doesn't look like that's happening. Could it be rockets? Rockets being fired. There's all sorts of theories. Who knows? We'll find out whenever it happens. But and the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So that's an interesting idea. I hope she's right. The Kirtland Temple is a very key temple because it was the first temple built ever since the second temple was destroyed, right? If the Jews knew, like, they're waiting to build the third temple on the Temple Mount, and there will be a temple built there. But if they knew, as they're like waiting for a temple in the first time in 2,000 years, if they knew that it had been built, but it was in Kirtland, Ohio, it would blow their minds, So it kind of makes sense to me that part was included in the dedicatory prayer, the return of the Jews. In fact, in a way, it kind of like mirrors the Jews, because the Jews at first, they're a branch of the house of Israel. After the 10 lost tribes were taken away, what you had that remained were the Jews, which are primarily composed of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And then Simeon had also been assimilated, from what I've studied, into Judah, because of where it was positioned in the land. But anyway, you have this remnant, you have the Jews, and for a time they're living the way that they should. At the time of Christ, there's apostasy going on, but Christ brings the dispensation of the meridian of time, and there are many Jews that convert, or well, not convert, but they recognize the Messiah when he comes. So you have like this very short period where everything's okay with the Jews. Just like with the Kirtland Temple, you have this short period where the temple is in the possession of the church. It was constructed by the church. Joseph Smith is there, but then after time it's abandoned because of wickedness, because of persecution. And so all this time goes by, both with the Jews in their diaspora and the Kirtland Temple being in the possession of these different groups. But now the Jews are starting to come back to the land, and the Kirtland Temple just last month, and I can't believe it's only been a month, is now back in the church. And there's this connection with the dedicatory prayer and the Jews returning. So you understand what I mean? So that's why I would really, really appreciate anybody that could go to the Kirtland Temple and get a picture of the Aurora over the Kirtland Temple. Okay, I think I lost my train of thought. I can't remember if I was talking about anything, but anyway, yeah. So this scripture, that'd be so cool if this was referring to like this specific event that we're seeing right now. I don't have my hopes up, but I'm very open-minded. Anything's possible. Okay, who do we have here? Okay, so we got 45 people, and how long have we been going for? Where's the thing? Okay, about 14 minutes. I don't want to go for too long. We have some stuff that we're doing today. Deborah Hecht, watching from Big Spring, Texas. Couldn't see any northern lights here last night. I guess I'm out of range. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where Big Spring is, but I saw people in Dallas that could see it. They were posting it on X. So let me just review this again for anyone that's joining now, because I covered something that I think you should know. Okay, first, I'm going to show you something on the screen here. Just let me find it first. Okay. So keep this in mind because you might have a second chance tonight. Okay, so first, I don't know if it's still visible, but if you have eclipse glasses, you might want to go look at the sun, because the sunspot that's producing these CMEs is visible to the naked eye. Sunspots are not typically visible to the naked eye because they're too small. This one's big enough to where you can see it. So go take a look at that. I can't guarantee that it's there right now, but I think that it is because what I saw on X, it seems like that sunspot's still pointing toward Earth. And it's not like really dramatic. It's kind of like just a faint little dot. You might have to kind of look at it for a minute. But first there was that, okay. And we were expecting the Northern Lights last night. And this is the very first picture that I took. What we did, me and Jenica and the kids, we went from here to a neighboring city about 45 minutes away where there's a Walmart because we had some errands to run and it was getting dark and we're like, okay, let's just do a big family thing. And, it's nothing but country between us and where this town is. And we didn't see anything. Got to Walmart and I stayed in the car and I was looking out the window toward the north, and I could kind of see just like a very, very faint kind of coloration, very faint, but I couldn't discern if that was because of the city lights. There was like this like street cleaner thing going on that was like cleaning in the parking lot, so it was like kicking up dust, and so I was like, is that it? And then I was messaging Tamara, who lives by Adamondayaman, and she's like, oh, my sister said use your phone, like use long exposure on your phone and take a picture. And so that's what I did, and this is the first picture that I took, and it's not really that impressive, right? It's just like, in fact, you can't even, I mean, so this was the first picture, and then I took another one. And this one, once I took this one, I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, because you have like this pink right here, this like purplish pink, magenta, and then it fades into this greenish blue teal color up here. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I'm kind of disappointed because I want to like be able to see these colors with the naked eye. But okay, if this is how it is, then fine, cool. So then, but just wait. Then it started getting like brighter. And as we were driving, it looked like just kind of like this large kind of whitish gray area that looked like just clouds with city lights reflecting off the clouds. But it was not, because when you took a picture of that, this is what your phone would pick up, right? And it gets better. Just wait. If you haven't seen my pictures yet, it gets better. So then it started looking like this on camera. And then we dropped the kids off because they were like, oh, this is lame. And so we dropped them off, but we wanted to like still give it a chance. And so we dropped them off, and then we went to this place that we typically go to see, the sky at night, where there's not very much, there's like no light virtually. And then it started getting better and better. We started getting pictures more like this right here. And then we were about ready to go home. This was just before 1 a.m. And as we were driving, we started to actually see colors. We started to see red and kind of like this other color. And it just got like bigger and bigger and brighter to where we could now see it with the naked eye. And we were able to take pictures that look like this, where you can start to see like these streak features that are part of the Aurora. And now you have more colors showing up on the camera, kind of like a, yellowish lime color, blue, purple, violet, magenta, pink. So a lot more colors showing up at that point, and then we could actually see it with the naked eye. And it did not disappoint. There were certain parts of the sky that were started getting like really red, including this right here, and you can see this like big pillar feature, whatever you call this, and like the streaks. So it was cool. I kind of wish that we had stayed out there longer, but it was late. We have stuff that we're doing today, but it may have gotten even better than this. Now, what I saw on X is that there were people all the way in southern Florida that were seeing this. So if it's the same thing tonight, I think virtually everybody should be able to see it. If it's the same as last night, virtually everybody, you just have to know that you have to like use your camera to get this kind of detail. And also, if you wait long enough, you'll want to check with your local news and see what they say about like the peak time to view the Aurora, because that's what we did. Okay, I can't remember when we checked on that, but at some point we did check it and they were right. So the request again, if you live near a temple, especially if it's like a historic temple like Nauvoo, especially Kirtland, Salt Lake, far west. I already have some pictures from Tamara from Adamondium, and she's going to send those over to me, and I'll share those. But I'd like to get a collection of pictures with like temples in the foreground and then share it on social media and then also in a video. So David David Brosnahan, I saw them in Augusta, Georgia last night. Yeah, see, look how far south that is. Got some great pics. Very faint, but could see without camera. Yeah, so I don't know. What's this like black bar right here? Oh no, that's not a black bar. It's the landscape. It's the land. Okay, sorry. Starting to see things. So, okay. Well, that's going to be for this one. So get out there again tonight, especially if you missed it last night. See if you can go to where a temple is and then take pictures from there, because that would be pretty incredible. Maybe you could like frame that, print it out and frame it, or have like a canvas print. Imagine that you had like the silhouette of one of the temples here. Unless like your temple is like lit up at night. Either way, it'd be a really cool picture. So that's going to be it. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. Like this video if you liked it. Leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below if you're watching this after the stream.